Gukesh versus Erigaisi is a clash of titans. But did we just witness a total collapse of the World Championship caliber? Arjun Erigaisi just dismantled the white position with a sequence so precise it makes the Silicon Monsters look like amateurs. Was Gukesh blinded by his own aggression, or did he simply run into a wall of pure, calculation-based steel? We are breaking down every single move of this masterpiece to see exactly where the tide turned. Gukesh goes for the throat early. Pushing the pawn to g4 here is extremely committal. By challenging the dark-squared bishop on f5 immediately, white is screaming, "I want to win at all costs." However, this creates massive holes in the kingside structure. When you throw your pawns forward like this, you are effectively burning your own bridges. If the attack doesn't land a knockout blow, the resulting weakness on the f3 and h3 squares will become a permanent liability. Arjun, being the defensive wizard that he is, isn't panicking. He's preparing to punish this overextension. White plays rook b1 to develop pressure on the queen side, but look at the tension on the board. The position is exploding. By moving the rook to b1, Gukesh is ignoring the looming threat to his own safety. Arjun's move to capture with bishop takes h4 was a brilliant resource. You can't just leave your pieces hanging while you play sidekicks on the queen side. This is where the game starts to shift from a strategic battle to a chaotic brawl where only the player with the clearest vision survives. Bishop h3 is an interesting try to keep the bishop pair, but it feels like white is starting to lose the thread of the position. Arjun is forcing the exchanges. Every trade here benefits black because the pawn structure is becoming increasingly favorable for his pieces. When you are under pressure, the golden rule is to simplify. Arjun understands that if he keeps the pieces on the board, he can suffocate white's flimsy attack, and bishop h3 just gives him more time to reorganize his forces. Rook takes h4. Look at that exchange. White just sacrificed the exchange, and frankly, I don't see the compensation. Gukesh is down material, and his king is looking incredibly exposed. This is where you see the difference between a good player and an elite player like Arjun. He doesn't get rattled by the aggression. He just methodically cleans up the board. After this trade, black has a clean, extra exchange, and the initiative is firmly in his pocket. King g2 is a prophylactic move, trying to hide the king away from the center. But let's look at the reality. The white position is just crumbling. The knight on e6 is an absolute monster, controlling key squares and eyeing the center. Arjun is playing this with surgical precision, slowly tightening the noose. At this level, once your king becomes the target, the game is usually over, and Gukesh is having to perform miracles just to stay alive. Rook h1 is a desperate attempt to create threats, but Arjun is one step ahead. He ignores the noise on the h-file and continues to build his pressure. The move queen takes b2 grabs a key pawn, forcing white to deal with the threat of the queen entering the camp. Gukesh is being forced into a defensive shell, and as every grandmaster knows, when you're defending, you're usually waiting for the inevitable. Arjun's positional control is just too much to handle. e4 is a central pawn push that looks like a breakout attempt, but it's actually a blunder in disguise. Arjun simply plays knight takes g7, and suddenly the white king is completely stripped of its cover. This is the moment where the game goes from advantageous to technically won. Gukesh has no tactical counterplay. The center is collapsing, his pieces are uncoordinated, and the black army is knocking on the front door with no intention of leaving. f4. The d3 pawn is a total thorn in the side of white. It's essentially a promoted pawn in waiting. By pushing it to d3, Arjun is forcing white's hand. If Gukesh tries to stop it, he ties all his pieces to its defense, leaving the rest of the board wide open. If he ignores it, he loses. This is classic endgame technique. Create a passer that demands total attention, and then hunt the king down on the other side of the board. Knight e3 tries to block, but knight takes g5 removes the last shred of hope. White is now playing for a miracle that just isn't there. Look at the coordination between the knight and the passed d-pawn. It's beautiful, really. Arjun is painting a picture on the board, and Gukesh is just a bystander watching his position disintegrate move by agonizing move. You have to respect the discipline it takes to execute this without a single mistake. Rook takes f5 plus is a last-ditch effort to create some checks, but it's futile. Arjun's king is dancing through the minefield. By now, the engine evaluation is screaming mate in a handful of moves. The game is effectively a formality, a victory lap for Arjun. He's managed the time, the space, and the material perfectly. There's nothing left for white but to shake hands and wonder what went wrong. The final move, knight a4, and it's time to call it. Gukesh resigns, and honestly, it's a mercy. Arjun Erigaisi has put on a clinic on how to punish premature aggression and turn a slight material advantage into a crushing endgame win. The awareness of the weak dark squares and the constant pressure on the d-pawn were the keys to this game. An absolutely world-class performance from Erigaisi. There you have it. A total masterclass in clinical endgame conversion. Arjun Erigaisi showed us exactly why he's one of the most dangerous players on the planet. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the mind of a grandmaster, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to Chess 64 Elite Academy right now for more elite chess content.